Hey YouTube, it's Earl, and it's time for another tobacco review. Tonight we're going to be talking about The Haunting by Warped. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so tonight, like I said, we're going to be talking about The Haunting by Warped. It is a Virginia and cigar blend. It is the blend, if my memory serves me correct, that started all the cigar blends from Warped. It was, or not cigar blend, pipe tobacco cigar blends from Warped. It was the first collaboration between Jeremy Reeves and Kyle Gillis. Did I get that correct? Yeah, Gillis. Jeremy Reeves and Kyle Gillis. That started off kind of these Warped blends that we have that are predominantly cigar-infused blends. So, let's kind of dive into our normal thing. I'm going to start off by, as you guessed, reading the tin description or tin art, and then from there we'll dive right in. Okay, so it says, finest Virginia leaf in AA Dominican Carrillo. And then it says, conjured by the diabolical minds of Kyle Gillis and Jeremy Reeves. And I do think this originally, when it was launched, was in 2019, I think, around Halloween. This tin is from the 2020 version of The Haunting. A luxurious aroma, heady and vibrant, envelops you. Dark sweetness laced with tones of leather and subtle spice rises from a gentle ember, illuminating the surrounding darkness. As the tiny coal wanes, the fragrance lingers, its phantom tendrils curling, beckoning you further into the deepening shadows. And that is The Haunting. Okay, so what's our normal thing? Let's talk through the cut. Let's talk through the tin note aroma, what it looks like. So, as you can see, I really have just started in on this tin. Now, I have smoked about 5 or 6 bowls, so there may be some changes to my thoughts on this over time, but overall, I've found it to be a very consistent smoker, pretty similar flavor all around. As you can see, this is a ribbon cut. It's a little chunky at times, and as you can tell, there are a little bit of some darker flakes and some lighter flakes, or lighter ribbons, so to speak. So, I'd guess those lighter ribbons are the Virginias. It doesn't really say what kind of Virginias, but I would guess that. Yeah, it just says finest Virginia leaf, so I would bet that that's yellow. Okay, that's not yellow Virginia, is it? No. Go straight. This is bad. Hopefully, I might have to cut this out. Bright Virginias. Where did my brain go? But you got red Virginias, and then these are a little bit lighter, almost a yellow hue. Some people call some things like orange Virginia. So anyway, that's where I went. But it's primarily, I would say, you got a good mixture of Virginias here, and I would guess that some of these darker bits here are the cigar leaf. Okay. Aroma is a little bit barnyard. I get mostly fruity Virginia smell. Very raisiny, plummy smell to it. I mean, so much so that I'm thinking, man, is there something here other than the Virginias? Because you're not getting up the grassy, tangy hay component, but you get mostly a nice, sweet, fruity aroma. I do not pick up a cigar aroma at all, other than maybe what I would consider that barnyard aroma. But again, the barnyard aroma, that can be a burley to me too. but that is not supposedly in this blend itself. So, okay. So we kind of talked about 10 note. We've talked about the cut. Moisture level is perfect. Loads to a pipe, pretty easy. Burns a very nice gray ash fine as well. I don't know if this will pick up, but I'm already into this bowl a little bit. As you can see, it's a very nice fine gray ash that is forming. So let me light it up and tell you a little bit about what I think of the smoke. I don't know about the smoke. No, I don't know what it tastes like. I don't know whether I like it or not. Now, many of you, I think, wrote comments saying that you really enjoyed this blend. And I've really enjoyed Cloud Hopper and Until the End. Both of those I have found to be phenomenal blends. This one, I find it to be okay. But what's here, and should you try it out? So I would say that there are some darker, richer, mature flavors. There's nothing that I just right off the bat have identified with cigar. But I think there's a good balance here between the Virginia experience that you're getting and the cigar leaf. One of the things that I'll really say, and I don't think we maybe really talk about this much, I certainly don't talk about it in cigar reviews that often, but when you're done with this for the next 45 minutes, you feel like you've smoked a cigar in your mouth. That's what it tastes like. That's what it feels like. So it's got a very good, healthy mouth feel to it. And it does. I don't want to say it's not cigar-like. It's just, had you just handed this to me, I smoked it as a pipe blend, and I didn't know there was cigar leaf in it. Like Cloud Hopper, I would have picked it out, and I would have known it was there. This, I probably would have guessed burley at first. Because there's something that's reminding me of a burley blend here. Definitely would have known the Virginia's there. There's a spiciness here to the blend itself. But the more I smoke it, the more I get those deeper, darker, richer cigar flavors to it. But there's something about it that doesn't have me just jonesing for it like Cloud Hopper did. So I think my verdict on it is that this is a good Virginia-based blend that's non-aromatic. It's heavier than most of your pipe tobaccos. It is more cigar-like. But I don't find it as interesting as Cloudhopper, or Until the End. Not a bad blend. Not a bad summer blend. But not exactly what I'm looking for. But who is this for them? No, it's not for me. I'm trying to think of some other blends that if you like this, and other blends that you might like, that if you tried this, you'd be in a similar vein, but maybe a little bit just different, more cigar flavor. I mean, there's some I don't know. They're a pretty unique blend. You know, I think one of the blends it reminds me of, just as far as a, you know, hey, here's a non-English, non-aromatic, kind of mostly Virginia blend that is maybe a little bit on the more savory side. If you're a fan of Dobloni d'Oro, I think this could do that for you. It's not the same. There's missing that that bite of the dark fired. But this is a good blend. It's just not, it doesn't hit the right notes for me. But if you're a big fan of Cigar Leaf, I think you ought to at least try it and see what you think, because obviously this blend has some pretty big fans behind it. When I first lit it, my first light, I thought I was going to really enjoy it, because I did get hit with the aroma of cigar. But that faded pretty quick, and it's not a traditional cigar flavor, is what I guess is what I would say about this. To me, it's not a traditional cigar flavor. Well, gang, that's my review of The Haunting by Warped. Talk at you later, baby.